Right guys, welcome back to the Rigger Gentleman studio. Today we've got Allan in the chair. How you doing, mate?
Good, thanks, good.
Good. So what we're doing today, what's the plan?
Well, I've been growing it for like 4 years. I started in 2020, pandemic growth.
Okay.
And I just really fancy change. I want to go sort of the complete opposite way and go like buzz cut. It'd be good to sort of see what you recommend, but I was thinking something like either buzz cut or crew cut, something really short.
Okay.
Hopefully keeping it sort of natural lines rather than creating fringes or anything.
Yeah.
But really just...
So the complete opposite,
completely opposite end of the
cool.
spectrum.
All right. Let's have a look at your face shape then, okay?
Yeah.
Because this is where it's really important to check out face
absolutely.
shape. So we did a video recently where it was about picking the right face shape for a buzz cut, right?
Yeah.
And this is probably a good add-on to that really for this video. So we hold your hair back. Now, if we pull your hair back like this, that's what you'd look like with a buzz cut, essentially, right? You know, if we slick this all the way back, you can kind of see what you'd look like with a buzz cut, right? So I think with the beard as well, your face is quite oval, quite long. So what I'd probably suggest for that is I would probably try and I'd probably say a little bit longer on the top and a little bit shorter down the bottom here, but I wouldn't be going too high on a blend of some sort. I'd probably go a bit closer through here than I would through the corners and through the top, just based on what I can see on the face shape.
Sure.
I think if I went all over one length, I think it would just kind of make everything look longer. So I think if we kind of balance it a bit more by taking it slightly shorter through here, a little bit longer on top. But that can be literally like 2 guards difference, you know? So for example, if we did a 3 on the top and a 1 through here, that'd be enough. You know what I mean? It's just a tiny touch. It just allows me to keep shadow.
I've had before I grew my hair, I had this sort of short back and sides for years. But it'd be cool to go even further than that and have something completely different with what I've got. Really thick hair.
Yes, you have.
I
mean, camera can't feel it, but this is quite thick. You know what I mean? Like that's cool, man. Well, in terms of like when you said, so what's your idea of a crew cut? Because I've heard that word thrown about, and what my interpretation of a crew cut is could be different to yours. Because I started 20 years ago, so the buzzwords do change a bit. So what's your idea of a crew cut?
I actually got a lot of. You guys have a couple of articles of like recommended cuts for thick hairs or all of that, and there's different types of buzz cuts. So it is quite confusing. I had some reference pictures. Sort of what I thought buzz cut wise.
Well, that's exactly what I said. Yeah. That's like a 1. That's like a 3.
Really natural.
Yeah.
There's no created lines or anything like that.
To be honest, right, I'm not the kind of guy who tends to shape up hairlines unless it's requested. Because it only looks right in certain situations of what you do in the cut wise.
And also maintaining that would be horrendous.
And I'm just not a big fan of that. I feel like you're the kind of guy who goes in once a week to the barbers. Fantastic, that works for you. But if you're not, you don't seem like you are because you've grown your hair for 4 years, right? So that would be a big change for you. I'm trying to think of what is going on now and what you've been like previous. So if you've grown your hair for 4 years, I can't be under the impression that you're going to come back and see me once a week. Because that'd be so alien to you to be coming back all the time.
I'm a dad as well, so it needs to be functional.
Functional, and also, how are you going to get the house when you got 2 little ones? You just said you got 2 little ones, right? So you've got to think of the lifestyle of that person, right?
Yeah, for sure.
A haircut's got to balance that lifestyle. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it as much. So I think if we were to do something similar to that, where it's all natural lines, we don't shape anything up. All we do is strengthen hairlines. So we just make it look neat. We don't push back hairlines or create hairlines. We just strengthen what is there.
That'd be amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that, I mean, to be honest, that's exactly what I thought.
Great.
If you look at buzz cuts, right, Harry Styles has just buzzed his hair. Did you see? Yeah, he come up on my Instagram feed. I mean, he come up everywhere yesterday because it's Harry Styles, right? But he buzz cuts he done a buzz cut on himself as well. And it seems to be, from what the comments I was reading and the research I was doing, it's as though now with the trend, it's like, you know the way we used to always go short in the summer, long in the winter? I feel like they've switched it on its head. And we've all had long hair in the summer.
I'm a bit scared of having being freezing cold.
You will be a cold. Yeah, you will be. I think we do it.
Bro.
Would you be happy with it? Yeah?
Absolutely.
Right, cool. And then what I'll do, I'll just blend it into the
I'm terrified, but absolutely. You get attached to your hair, man.
100%, mate. I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you, mate. Yeah. 100%. I nearly had a moment yesterday where I was like, see, if I hadn't been documenting my hair growth, right, and I wasn't filmed on a regular basis of my hair growing, I would have shaved this off months ago, because it was doing my head in a lot.
Oh, like a lot. It's the stage in between.
Yeah, it is. And
absolutely terrible. That's
I'm in that stage though a little bit. Like I'm not long, but I'm not short. You know, I'm in that kind of. I'm not even medium. Nice.
This hair, when it was like at the awkward stage, as they call it, because it's so thick, it wouldn't go down. But it would just mushroom. So it just kept mushrooming, and I'm like, it's not gonna go down.
At what point is this gonna drop?
Yeah. 100%. I came so close to like giving up a few times. Yeah.
So I'm going to gown you up. I'm going to buzz cut this off, and then I'm going to wash it at the end for you.
Cool.
All right?
Bro, thank
cool,
you.
Man. Sweet. So what are you doing with your hair when you shave it off? Are you going to donate it?
You know what? I was thinking about it, and it would be cool to do it. If you could keep it, it would be amazing.
What we could do is, once I've shaved it,
because you can
we'll just
save
bag
the
it
hair
up.
for ages.
We'll bag it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we'll bag it all up for you. I mean, it'd be a shame not to.
It would be a shame. I agree.
Might as well.
But I've never had ponytails before. It's a bit weird.
I've got a feeling your mate's going to screenshot this particular part of the video now, mate.
I might not tell anyone.
No, listen. Listen. If anyone gives you any stick, you're doing this for charity, man. They're the ones who they'll feel bad.
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
This is a charity effort.
I went through the trouble for 2 years of growing this.
Exactly, mate.
Never really a style I went for whilst having long hair.
Oh, mate, I don't know why. I don't know why you didn't. It's a good look.
I'm not sure my wife would be too keen. She's already not too keen. Oh, wow.
Right.
That's a lot.
Let's take this off, man. You ready?
Not really, but go for it.
Okay. All right, let's take this off.
This is so weird.
Here we go.
Yeah.
This one. Other side. There we go. This is done as well.
Point of no return.
Point of no return. That. Right. Let's start this off then.
Let's do it.
That's a look, isn't it?
Yeah. Just leave it like that.
Right. So number 3 on. So starting the buzz cut, we come all out from the crown, and we go in the direction of where that grows in. So you've got a slight double crown as well here, buddy.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Slight double crown. Yeah. Have you ever noticed that now?
No, to be honest, not really.
Right. Ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. Life's too short.
It is too short, yeah. I'm going to do, I've got a slight reservation here. I'm going to do a 4 first.
Okay.
Because I've got a feeling a 3 is going to look a bit too short right now.
All right.
So I'm going to start with a 4. You tell me if you want to go shorter, okay?
Absolutely.
We're going with the growth of the hair. So as you can see, this is pushing to the side at the minute. So I'm working from the front all the way to the back. And just make sure you're combing it through, okay? Now that is, whether that's just the way your hair's grown because of the way it's been styled for a while, or that is one hell of a belter cow's lick you've got going on there, mate. Have you always noticed you've had the hair growing differently at the front? Or is that just the way your hair's been trained?
To be fair, I've never had it that short. I've always had the short back and sides.
Oh, okay.
So I've always had the top has always had some length.
Right, okay.
So this may be a new thing for me as well.
Okay. I think it could just be the way
it could just be because it's been like that for 4 years growing.
I think that might be what I think it's where your hair's just been trained that way, yeah.
It might need to be retrained.
I think so, mate.
Wow, you can see the white even more when it's short.
It's very distinguished, mate, which is nice.
Whoa. That's what 2 kids would do to you.
Throw another one in the mix and you look like me. It's fun. Honestly, two's easy. When there's a third one thrown in the mix, if you think about it, two is easy. One per parent,
each.
right?
I said that to my wife.
third
the
one
second
comes
we
in.
start being outnumbered,
Yeah, that's it.
I'm questioning
That's
our
it, mate.
life choices.
That's it. Like, you know, you share one each, and then obviously after
That's
that,
hard enough as it is.
Yeah, it is, mate. It really is. You throw one in, and there's no knee. There's not another knee. You know what I mean? Or you can't share. You can't share the time.
You get one and it's brutal.
Yeah.
Like the first one is just insane because it's the first sort of big life change.
100%.
And then you have 2 and you wonder why you complain about 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't imagine what the third one does.
Do you know what?
My sister's got 3, so I can kind of imagine it.
Do you know what? The more you have, it doesn't really get any harder, really. You know what I mean? It's more just like, I don't know, what's 6 when you've had 3? Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
people say that.
Right. Is that 4 short enough, or do you want to try 3?
I think we can go to a 3.
Yeah, should we do?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Another thing I didn't mention is that I have really dry scalp.
Yeah.
And
This will be much easier to
managing
manage.
it with long hair, it's really, really difficult.
100%.
Because the thing with dry scalp is requires like regular treatment or washing. But you can't wash your hair every time you have a shower when you have long hair.
No.
Otherwise, it's just terrible.
Well, scalp tonics are always good though as well. I mean, it'll be much. Don't get me wrong. It'll be much easier today because you've got access to the scalp. It's not that dry though, you know. It's a little bit.
Maybe it's because
I washed it
today.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not major. It's a little bit red. You know,
I'll be able to deal with it much better with a short. So
100%. Yeah. Just get yourself a good detox shampoo.
Yeah.
You can also get scrub shampoos now as well.
Yeah, I've got.
Which are like a face scrub, but as a shampoo.
Yeah, I've got those scalp. Not scrubber. Those scalp to help. It really helped with long hair. It's like a
brush.
Yeah, like a rubber brush.
Yeah.
Like a scalp massager in a way.
Yeah, that's right.
It helps you spread shampoo.
100%.
But this will make it much easier.
Gotcha. I mean, all you need to do is
so
go for like scalp tonics, okay? Scalp tonics are fantastic.
Tonics.
Yeah,
I never heard of that. I will do.
So a scalp tonic is basically just like a refresher for the scalp, but it's like an astringent. So it's sort of like, I wouldn't say it strips the scalp, but it definitely cleans up the scalp, should we say. But there's loads on the market, so whatever you like the look of, budgets, things like that, you know what I mean? There's loads. Right, there's a 3. Now I'm going to go over that with the scissors. I'm going to give that a wash, make sure it's all sitting right. Yeah. But that's a 3. So let's win our way down to a 1 now. Okay.
Sure.
So onto a 2.
It's hard to tell with this with the sides.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it, mate? You'll see in a sec. When you see it done, you'll see in a sec. But this is going to really balance out the face. So starting with a 2.5 now. So I'm going to descend the blend and then I'm going to work up and off. I'm not going to work up and over. I'm going to work up and off. So normally you could go up and over, but I don't want to do that. I want to still keep a bit of a corner in. So I'm working up and off. So I'm still working with and trying to maintain some sort of head shape. I'm not trying to change that around too much. And you see I'm working up and off the head, not up and over the head. Don't be tempted on these bits here, anyone watching. Don't be tempted if you've got a client who's coming with the hair that's growing out at an awkward angle. That's probably from his long hair. Now, if I was to take this and cap this off that way, I could probably take that too short. So that's going to be different when it's washed. So don't be tempted to take that too short on them corners because I reckon that will actually still fall in nicely. I feel like that's just maybe just where his hair's been long and it's been kind of falling like that for a while. Right, onto the 2 now. A bit lower down, as you can see, working a bit lower down and coming up and off. So as you can see, the clipper goes in and off, using the guard. The shape of the guard is like that for a reason, right? The heel's flat, and that's how you work it up and off. So you place it in, teeth in first, onto the heel, and off. Now the reason I do descending blends like this, especially on longer hair, is because I can see where I need to start my 1.5 and my 1. I'm not lost in translation. I'm not putting myself a harsh line in that I'm going to struggle to get out or going to panic to get out, especially if you're a beginner. You're going to panic to get that line out. By doing this, I always find it just works really easily and it allows you to be a bit softer on the blend. And especially, you know, I don't want this to be really harsh for Allan. I want this to be really nice for Allan. I don't want it to be like all of a sudden he's gone from like, obviously it's still going to be harsh, you've shaved it off, but I don't want it to be sort of like harsh skin exposure then into the top. I find that you get that more with descending blends than you do with descending blends. So I always find if you're working on a descending blend, it's a lot smoother, the transition's a lot softer. And I feel like that's kind of what, based on what we talked about before, I feel like that's what Allan would prefer personally. Now, onto the 1.5 now, so guard on, lever down, working a bit lower down now. Up and off. So you see that longer hair just allows you to kind of keep, it shows you where you can kind of, where your 1.5 started, where your 1 can finish. That's why I like doing it this way. I mean, you can do this even if it's just like a month old, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like this extreme. There we go, onto the 1, close guard. Get up and off into our 1.5. So you see how nice it is by leaving that length, it allows you just to seamlessly blend in. You know where your reference points are. That's kind of why I like it, man. So, Allan, are you a pandemic grower then, are you, mate? Yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice, man.
It started with like not being able to cut your hair.
Yeah.
And then 3-4 months in, I was like, oh, it's already been 4 months. I wonder what happens if I just leave it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he went on and on and on. And then you start getting into research of hair growth and realize there's loads of content out there.
Is that where you saw us?
Yeah,
you come across our channel,
absolutely. Started looking into sort of hair care, sort of tip for long hair and all of that. And saw that you guys had the transformation videos and whatnot. And then I just left it. Nice. And then it's been, what, 3.5 years now? It grows really quickly.
Does it?
Yeah, well, if you think the length that it was for 3.5 years, including maybe 3 like maintenance cuts every 6 to 9 months.
Wow, yeah.
It grows long, yeah. It grows pretty quick.
It's one of those things, isn't it? Where, like, I feel like with our channel especially, you saw us like with the transformation videos.
Yeah.
Or the transformation series, right? I remember we did that one after lockdown. I mean, the post-lockdown transformation series, didn't we? And it kind of become a bit of a sort of staple for clients who want to go for a transformation. Because I must get a transformation I must get at least 2 or 3 transformations on a weekly basis.
Really?
Now, from the back of it, yeah.
I thought when I do eventually want to do the chop, and then I went back to that email and filled in a form. So
nice, man. Is that like, I don't meet anybody beforehand. Liam doesn't show me any pictures of people. I didn't even know you were wanting a buzz cut. So it's like I don't know any of this. And one of the reasons is because it was never like that from the start. It was always just like, you know, we never had the luxury at the very beginning of being able to pick and choose who we want. If you remember, Liam, we used to be we sitting outside a pub and seeing someone who looks good and we'd go and approach them. Do you remember that? Yeah. You know, we didn't have the luxury of people applying every single month to be in our videos. It was not like that from the start. So it just kind of started off that way. It was like, it's just a bit like having a normal client in the chair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And it stayed true because that's kind of how I work every day. I don't prep clients before they come in. You know, if Joe Bloggs is booked in at 6 p.m. tonight and he's booked in from, you know, he's traveling from Shrewsbury, I'm not going to know him beforehand, am I? So it's just as real as it is in everyday sort of shop life.
I think that authenticity comes through though. I think that's why people are drawn to what you guys do.
Hopefully that's we don't try and, like, you know, even when it comes to the edit, you know what I mean, the edits are only shortened down to not make the video an hour long. You know what I mean? They're not edited for like any sort of like shock value or anything like that. I don't even think we have. Do you know what's funny? Like, we could have so much more clickbait photos if we really wanted to. Do you know what I mean? If you think about it, like, you know, every transformation that comes in, we could do a really big clickbait photo. Yeah. Get the razor out and pretend we're razoring the hair off, and we're not really. We're just giving them a trim. You know what I mean?
I left the beard long on purpose as well.
Okay.
In case, like, you recommend. I don't know what you'd recommend with the beard. I don't want to like shave it off.
No. I mean,
but
beard's like, a personal. So
really messy.
Well, a beard is a kind of personal thing, right? So I'm going to blend this in down to some length at the bottom here, right? But it is a kind of personal thing. So if you like the beard being longer, then it's, you know, it's entirely up to you. It's not something that you kind of would. You could obviously change it around for your look. Yeah. I mean, to be honest though, I think you suit quite a heavy beard.
Oh, cool.
I mean, that's just a pure personal opinion. I don't know whether you feel like you do, but I think you do. I think you suit the beard being a bit heavier.
Just keep
it's kind of, it just, again, it blends in with your look. You know, you've got to look at. I've got to take that into account when I'm cutting your hair as well. I've got to take into account how you look and your day-to-day life and stuff. So I think that keeping a bit of a fuller beard and a longer beard, if that makes your life less dramatic of a morning than having to trim your beard every day when you've got 2 little kids running around after all. One little kid, one just lying there probably shouting for food. You know what I mean? It does make a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think like no beard with a buzz cut would be a bit too much.
It could be a big shock, yeah. It could be a big shock.
I think the beard like balances it out well.
I agree.
Jeez, can't believe how different that is.
You suit it though, mate. You really do.
I can't wait to just show up at home.
Yeah, totally.
She thinks I'm at work.
Does she? You don't want to start developing trust issues, mate.
No, it's just I wanted it to be a surprise.
That's all right then.
So I had to come up with a cover story. Well, it'll be cleared up when I get home. It's fine.
Oh, you had a hat on, didn't you? Why don't you put these under your hat?
I know, right?
And walk in with it and then take your hat off?
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Please film it for us, man.
I need to film it like literally from when she opens the door.
Yeah, exactly. We want a reaction video, okay? Yeah. We've never had a wife reaction video or like a partner reaction video. That'd be cool.
I'll send it through to Liam.
Oh, mate, please do, man. That'd be awesome, that. That'd be so cool. Right, I'm going to wash this off now because there's loads of little long bits and I want to just try and get your hair back into its natural growth pattern as well. All right?
Because my wife went from like, why the hell are you growing your hair? Are you having an identity crisis? To sort of like, I don't like it. to eventually be like, oh, to be fair, you have quite nice hair, I'm a bit jealous.
Yeah.
But still, all throughout being very clear that she prefers me with short hair.
Yeah, of course.
And
yeah.
my mom is like the classic mom. She's like, oh, you look like a wet dog. Like classic, just brutal honesty.
So if you can see why it's beneficial to wash the hair, if you've got a sink in your shop, giving the hair a quick rinse at the end. Look at all that hair in the sink, Liam. All them bits are probably attached to the scalp. That's making this potential clipper cut look patchy, look as though there's long bits left in the hair. You know, so just giving it a quick once over, just a quick rinse. I do really believe it really helps. Just to make sure the hair that the client doesn't go home and see little long bits everywhere, and nothing worse. I mean, we can all relate to that. I mean, more so anyone who's watching who's not a barber. We've all had a buzz cut, or we've all had a short haircut, right? And we've got home and there's like loads of little long bits left and stuff like that. A lot of the time it's because it's kind of stuck and like flat at the scalp. It could be maybe the clipper spray they've used on the clippers, it kind of flattened it or whatever. And I find that sometimes can be an issue when you get home, because you almost end up doing it yourself and going over it yourself. I've done that many times.
I agree.
Have you done that yourself?
Well,
yeah.
I had the short back and sides classic sort of look forever. And every time I had a haircut, I would get home and have a shower straight away.
Yeah.
Because I would find it would always look so different after the first shower, because there was still so much hair left in the head.
100%, yeah, definitely. And also, when you are lying somebody back, the angle's very different, so you can see the little hairs that you've missed. I can see some of the hairs that the clippers have missed already that I'm going to go over with the scissors in a minute, because I'm never going to see you at this angle unless I like lean awkwardly in front of you and look under. You know what I mean? So you're not really going to see this angle on somebody. Right, so I'm going to dry this off now. Nice blast off. And you see them bits before that were all like stuck flat to the head? Imagine if I went over them with the 2.5, right? They could have gone a lot shorter and sunk that side in slightly. Whereas now it is still balanced. I'm going to go over it, but it is still balanced. Yeah.
I think the greys look better with a buzz cut than it does when it's long. There's a lot more than I thought as well, though.
There's a lot more. Well, I think the longer your hair gets, I mean, mine still looks grey, but I think mine looks a bit darker.
Yours is even though.
If I didn't have any product in, I've got a little bit of clay in it, well, like a pasty clay in my hair today. It does definitely darken it slightly. You see it when it's without product in, it's very, very white. Like it's, because the thing is, I've got to that point now where I've lost like the natural colour. It's gone quite a bland kind of like, I've lost a lot of warmth in my hair. It used to be very dark and quite red tony almost, do you know what I mean? And now it's just gone quite bland looking, you know. So I'm just going over the back and sides with my sort of everyday cut and comb. Now if I press this against the head, with a bit of pressure at the spine of the comb, it takes it down to a 1.5, which is perfect because that's what we're working sort of from. The 1 into the 1.5 is blended with clippers. The rest of it can be done with scissors as well on the blend. Just want to naturally take away the front. Again, not shaping it up or nothing. Now I know everyone does love a shape up, but like we said at the start, it's got to suit the person. It's got to work on that person, and I don't think a shape up would work for Allan at all. It really does. Take away the little long bits. As you can see, the spine of the comb's following. I'm not going round with the comb. I'm using the spine of the comb to come up and off. So I'm following the same technique we did with the clippers before. The heel is the spine of the comb right now, and we're working up and off. I'm going to switch to a smaller tooth comb now and just make sure that one is going into the 1.5. And this small one is like a sort of, goes to a 1 if you press hard enough against the scalp. I'm just pressing lightly and working up and over. Smaller teeth, the more refinement you'll get as well. Right, now through the top, still working with the small teeth for the refinement. I'm going to check this bit at the top now as well, so head back for me. I'm going to place the comb in, angle the teeth until it gets to my number 3 through the spine of the comb, and just work along like that. Nice and slow, trying to triple the speed of the scissor movement, to the comb. So I'm just refining with the bigger comb now, just through the crown area here, because there's loads of directions at the back here, so I'm just making sure I get any of them loose little hairs that we've missed. Because the problem is, the reason why you missed them is because the guards are so much bigger. So the 3 guard is much wider, teeth-wise, than a 1 guard is. So the only way I can go over it is just keep going over and over and over, but I feel like this is more refined doing it this way. I've been in that situation with myself before where like you've got like the long hairs sticking out and all that sort of stuff, and I hate it. So I'm a bit pedantic when it comes to this sort of stuff, but I can't help it really. It's just the kind of way I was kind of brought up really, I guess. Right, how's that look?
Great.
That's not really suits you, man. I really do.
It's super weird. But
I know, but I like the fact that we've kept that shape in though.
Yeah.
I think if we went all over, I think it would just make your face look longer. I think just keeping that a little bit shorter, it's nothing drastic, but it makes a difference. You can see the silhouette is different.
Yeah.
I think that was nice about it.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah?
So like practically, if I walk in here tomorrow and say, I just want to keep this,
yeah.
What have I ended up
3
with?
on top, low 1.
Low 1.
Low 1. No higher than here.
Cool.
So very low. And what that does, it's hard to tell someone the job. I wouldn't expect you to go in there and be like, this is, because you can't really go in. It's like going into a tattoo artist and telling them how to draw.
No, of course.
You know, it's that kind of thing.
It's just a guide.
If it's a guide, yeah. So just ask for 3 on top, low 1. Hopefully that will keep it in the same shape. Okay. Cool. The only problem you've got is them going too high on the 2 here. But that'll be trial and error. Yeah, you'll find someone who might do it exactly the same way.
Cool.
You can always ask them to go too high or
yeah.
keep it square or whatever, but
so
you just want to go out the territory of telling someone what to do, you know? But yeah, that's basically it. 3 on top, low 1 back and sides, and then just tapered neck at the bottom. That's pretty much it. That's it.
That's great.
Nice,
Sorry,
isn't it, man?
It's just weird.
I can imagine, mate. I can imagine. I mean, that's what it was like, half an hour ago.
I know.
But mate, if you can though, honestly, no pressure. But if you wouldn't mind filming a reaction video,
I will, even just for my sake.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I'll let you be creative however you want to do that.
I can't wait
mate.
for her to just open the door. I think I'm just gonna go classic. Let her open the door and go. What the hell happened to you?
Oh mate, that the fight with the Clippers and Clippers won clearly.
I'm really looking forward to my eldest, my little daughter, to see what she says.
So we were about to do our after shot, and then I know Allan was like, "Oh, I'm going to trim the beard at home, right?"
Ritual things with long hair. I do need to trim my beard to make it a bit tiny.
But we just thought we've got 5 minutes. I'm just going to literally quickly tidy up the bottom of Allan's beard just here. Through here, just because that's the part that makes it look untidy. So I'm just going to give him a quick trim. Because the thing is, it's not like we don't want to do beards, but obviously we book time slots for the videos for hair. So I'm just going to trim this down a little bit for him. So if you lean your head back for me, touch, that's great. And just this little bottom bit here, I'm going to trim down for him, just to make it look a bit neater. It's only going to take a few minutes, but I just think it'll look nice for him. Give the full Regal Gentleman service, you know what I mean? That's what it's about. A little trim on the moustache area as well, because that's always the thing I find out. If you leave the moustache that little bit too heavy over the lips, it can always just make a beard look quite untidy. It makes a nice difference to the finished look of the actual beard as well. Just a little tidy up, make it look a little bit neater for you, mate.
Yeah, I think it's
blends in a bit more with the hair, doesn't it, as well? So there we go. Now we can do the after shot.
Yeah.
There we go.
gente, né, filha? Não tá bonito? Vem aqui pra gente rolar no seu cabelo. Uau! Oi, passa a mão no cabelo do papai.
Gostei.
Você não gostou?
You didn't
Tá
like
muito
it.
curto.
You didn't like
Tá
it.
bonito, olha. Você
Why
gostou?
not?